guys. Ngizongixolela ngathi ngiyingane encane. I wasn't planning on filming today, but I just decided right now that I'm gonna film. I'm gonna film. So ngathi ngiyingane encane ne-dressed. Let me just look more appropriate. Much better, I think. But yeah, man, I hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are taking care of yourselves. What's going on? Like, let me know down in the comments. Are you guys okay? What's going on? Those that are still studying, how is second semester? Because I know, like, I used to struggle through second semester because I used to have year-end fatigue. Makshay September. I remember, like, we used to be busy with assignments like August, got to Makshay September, and that was so dangerous for me because obviously you're writing exams from like end of September, October, November. So by the time October, November hit, like I would be finished. So yeah, if you guys are attorneys, cancer attorneys, like what's going on? Are you guys coping? What's going on, guys? Like, talk to me. I love interacting with you guys. Okay, so before I carry on, I just wanted to say thank you guys for the love that you guys showed me on my update video. So the first video that I posted when I came back, yeah, that update video, you guys showed me so much love. Thank you so much. I replied to all of the comments, I think, and yeah, guys, like guys, like I'm now answering comments and I'm getting to it. I think the one thing that has helped me when it comes to comments is just like when I see it, I answer. When I see it, I answer. Because if I'm just going to allocate a day, then like it never works. So yeah, I got to like reply to everyone's comments on that video and the video before this one. So yeah, thank you guys for the love. It made me feel so good and so appreciated. Thank you guys so much. So as you guys can see with the title below, today we will be touching on interviews. Exciting, right? We'll be touching on interviews. I will be sharing some tips when it comes to interviews, and I will be sharing some tips, and then I will be touching on my experience, my interview experience, right? What else, Vel? Okay, I'm also going to be touching on like CVs and motivational letters quite a bit, like, but briefly, and I'm going to explain why. So yeah, guys, like, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also hit that notification bell to be notified every time I post a video, so that you're one of the first people to see that I've posted a video. So let's start with CVs and motivational letters. I get questions all the time on what the correct format is for a CV and for a motivational letter, and the honest question, guys, is I don't know, because I always say this all the time, it depends on the firm. But guys, like, it really does depend on the firm. It depends on the firm, and it depends on what they're looking for. So I think the best thing that I can say is that keep your CV and your motivational letter as short as you can. Try and put in as much information as you can about yourself, but keep it short and simple. I don't know if that makes sense. So you would want, like, when someone has your CV, you would want like the recruiting team or whatever to look at your CV and know quite a lot about you, right? From your CV, from just looking at your CV. And when they look at the motivational letter, they are motivated to hire you. So when it comes to a motivational letter, I have posted a template of a motivational letter on my TikTok. So it's on my TikTok, and then I haven't done that for a CV because, again, I really I wouldn't say that this is the correct format, because it depends on what the firm wants, and it depends on what the firm is looking for, right? So for example, there's a firm that I did interviews at, and they were They were not looking, they invited me for an interview because of how my CV looked. My CV had a star rating. I think it had a star rating. Guys, it's so bad because I can't even remember. It's a bad impression. But it had a star rating. It has a star rating of like the languages that I speak, for example. So the first one would be English, 5-star. And then the second one, Afrikaans, that's like a 3-star because I can't really, I'm not fluent in Afrikaans, but I can hear everything. I can even sit in on a consultation. That's that. And then so Afrikaans, isiZulu, 5-star, type of a thing. So my CV was very artistic, so they were looking for something and they were like, wow, that's like different. They were like, that is so different, like we've never seen. We're looking for something different, fresh, new, vibrant. And that's what we saw when we looked at your CV. So be as authentic as you can and try and find different ways to present yourself when you're doing your CV and motivational letter. And I hope that helps. The second thing that I wanted to say is that there is nothing wrong with paying proper people to revamp your CV and motivational letter. There's nothing wrong with that because I did that. I was at the point where I couldn't really articulate myself in that manner, right? I couldn't really bring myself onto paper. So that's what I did. There's nothing wrong with doing it. You can revamp it. Employ a lawyer on Instagram does revamping of CVs. But just a tip, if you're going to use them, I think the last time I checked, they were like $150 for both a motivational letter and a CV, but I don't know now, because that was like years ago. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, just go and check on how much it is. A tip, if you're going to be using them, please make sure go to ubahlalala. Okay, otherwise they're going to forget about you, and like it's not really shoot their admin, they don't really have people to just deal with the revamps and stuff, so everyone else is dealing with whatever. I don't know if it's one person that's doing everything or whatever, but they really get packed. And if you don't remind them, if they say that it will be ready in 7 days, at least on the 5th day, just text them, ask them, okay, how's it going? Is everything going okay? If there's anything you need, please let me know, right? So that you can remind them. If you don't remind them, you're not going to get it. And I think I'm just going to end there. Right? There's so many stories that I've heard. Like, I remember I got mine because I was, but I heard stories of people that were not checking on theirs and they were waiting for months. 7 days turned into 2 weeks, 2 weeks turned into a month. So yeah, just a tip for that. Now, so let's get into interviews. Okay, so let's start here. The main aim of an interview is for them to get to know you. So relax. I tell people this all the time. Relax, because they just want to get to know you. And the only way you can be yourself is if you relax. I understand that it's people that you don't know. I understand it's daunting. It's for a job. It's serious, yes. But at the end of the day, they just want to get to know you. Okay, especially if you're going to be applying for your articles, it's not really experience based. If you do have any experience, they will touch on that a bit, but every single question that is going to be directed at you is going to be directed at you. It's going to be directed at you, like within like your personality. It's going to be directed at your personality, the type of person that you are, everything, so they're trying to find and they're trying to see that, is this someone that we can really work with? Is this someone that is employable? Are you teachable? So they're just trying to find out that from you, and if like they like you, like your demeanor and how you carry yourself, and they just want to see how it's going to be like, right? If it's on Teams, then they can't really see that besides the questions that they're going to be asking you. But personally, I really prefer face-to-face interaction. So yeah, like just relax, like you just there. Like the reason they called you in for interview is to get to know you, but also to confirm whatever is on your CV and motivational letter. So please don't freak yourself out, because if you freak yourself out, then you're gonna get there and like you're gonna start shaking and you're not yourself, and you like also stuck. I'm about to question also stuck. And one thing about interviews, they will not answer questions for you. Like they'll not answer questions for you. They are not going to finish your sentences for you. They're going to wait until you are finished. So if they answer a question. If they ask you a question, then you, like, if you don't understand the question, please ask. I can't for you to answer a question that you are not clear about and you're just answering it anyway, and they're not even going to correct you and say, no, this is what we're actually asking. Ask questions, okay? Like, ask questions. Okay, please elaborate. I just want to make sure, please elaborate. And then at least you'll be answering a question that that you like have clarity about. So yeah, it's just mainly to just get to know you. So I've seen so many people that are just like freaking themselves out of an interview, and then they get to an interview and they're like, freezer, and it's like, it's not a good impression, because surely you can't even improvise. And yeah, it's not a good look. Another thing that I've learned about interviews is that you have to be strategic in how you're answering your questions. Don't just answer questions, right? So I've spoken about this topic on TikTok before. So if they ask you, for example, what is your weakness? You can't say, like, guys, now my weakness is that I'm always late. Like, I'm just always late for everything. I don't even know what causes, I don't even know what causes that. Like, I'm just always late. I'm always late. Anything that you get asked, make sure, if it's something negative about yourself, make sure that you provide a solution or something positive out of it. So if they ask you, what is your weakness? And yeah, you can just say, your weakness, for example, is okay, I am a perfectionist, and when I'm a perfectionist, I tend to focus on one thing at a time. I want to perfect it before I move on to the next task, and that really affects my time management, because I'm now focusing on this one thing and perfecting this one thing instead of just like managing my time and moving on to the next. So one thing that I've learned about that is that I have to manage my time better, and I have set myself a timetable that this is what I'm going to be busy with, and I set myself sort of like a timer on okay, like I've set myself that I'm going to be doing this from 8 to 12. If I do not finish at 12, then it doesn't matter, I'm going to move on to the next thing. So yeah, like something like that. Yeah, but just say that, no, like I'm a perfectionist and that really affected my time management, but I have learned to manage my time better by scheduling each and every task and allocate it to a specific amount of time. Something like that. Like, don't set yourself up, because when they're asking you questions like that, like they don't mean any harm, but they're just trying to challenge you. So that's why I'm saying that you need to be very, very careful on how you answer these questions, and you need to be strategic. Another thing, I'm gonna say it again, it depends on the people that are interviewing you and what they're looking for. So when it comes to interviews, yes, they like you're there so that they can get to know you, but it's also a chance for you to get to know them. So the way that they're asking you questions, you can like almost like feel them out. So it's okay, Lorna is asking me questions, shame, they're just friendly, it's friendly questions, they just want to get to know me. They're just going to like, what are your hobbies, questions like that. So you can get, okay, this is going to be a friendly interview, right? But sometimes you get people, they want brains. We are born with it. They're gonna ask you questions. Okay, sharp. Like, yo, guys, like there was this other firm that I went at, and it was the most challenging interview that I had ever been at. But honestly, it was my best interview that I've ever been at. So, for example, like hey, they asked me something there, and it was a question that I was not really looking forward to. Okay, the first question that they asked me is that, like, why law? Like, why law? And guys, you guys might think it's like, that's an easy question, why law? Because I love law, I'm motivated about law. But when you're in an interview, it's such a complex question, because they're asking you, why law? Why did you decide to pursue? And okay, let me just tell you guys what my answer was, and they were not expecting my answer at all. So my answer was that I chose law because I believe that my sole purpose in life is to serve. And with law, I can do that very, very nicely. Can't remember what else I said, but I said something like that. We'll see. I believe that my sole purpose is to serve, and I find joy in serving. I find joy, like, even if I do things pro bono, like community service, anything, I enjoy doing that, and it is my sole purpose, and that's where my values also lie. So that's why I chose law, because law is all about serving, and law is all about just like affording people the opportunity to have legal representation, and not for the poor. Like, it just equalizes the poor from the rich, basically, that they can also get, even the poor can get the same representation as the rich people. It's the same process. Like, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, it is the same amount. It is the same amount, unless you're doing pro bono. It's the same amount of money, and it's also the same process. It goes to the same high courts, same regional courts, same like whatever courts, but it's the same process. It's the same affidavit, same summons. It really equalizes the rich from the poor. So that was my answer. Let me know down in the comments what you guys would have said about that question. Would see, like, why law? Why did you choose law? But that was my answer. Would say, like, honestly, I really feel like my sole purpose is to serve. I didn't tell them about like what I'm doing on social media, because that's also one of the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's because I really believe, like, I love doing this. I love it, and I'm like, I can't even pretend. So that was my answer. And then the second question that they asked me was that they can see that I had joined a lot of associations. Do I plan on joining any more associations in the future, or just keeping the ones that I am currently in? And that was a good question, because honestly, people join associations so that they can network and get jobs. Once they get those jobs, they fall out of the associations. And I think that's what happened with me as well. I was part of these associations, but now because of work, because they're student-based associations, I can't attend the events, I can't do anything. Like, obviously, like, you end up falling out of those associations. But I'm so happy, guys, that I have joined the Johannesburg Attorneys Association. Okay, I am a member of the Johannesburg Attorneys Association, and I don't know, it makes me feel good, and I really want to be. If you guys can suggest down below, I want to do community service, but I want to do community service that like a legal based community service. I don't just want to do just community service, but I want to do a community service like that's going to contribute to my career, right? I hope that doesn't sound selfish, but yeah, I want to do pro bono cases and all that type of stuff, and like just like improve my drafting and stuff like that. So if any of you guys know of a charity organization that does that, please comment them down below. I'd really love to join that association, or NGO, whatever that it is. So yeah, guys, so that's one of the other questions that they asked me. Am I still going to join? I'm like, it's really in my heart to not fall out of these associations, but unfortunately you end up falling out because they're so student based. So if there are other associations that accommodate my current state of living and my current schedule or routine, then I'll definitely join. That's why I'm saying that I want to do community service of like that caliber. Another thing I get questions about is about the average, the 70% average that a lot of law firms want. So the one question that people are asking is that, like, do mocks count? Do they really count? Do you really not get a job because you didn't get a 70% average? That happens in big firms. Like, if it's a big 5 law firm, then it's one of the things that they measure you by. Then you're not going to be, like, for example, you're not going to be shortlisted if you have like an average of 60. You know, like, you will only be shortlisted if you have an average of 70% or 70% and higher. So that's for the big law firms, right? So it, like, again, it depends on the law firm and what they want. But I've had a lot of directors saying that your marks don't really determine on how you will do when you start practicing law. So your marks are not a representation of how you will do actually, like, in the law firm. So, you know, in the marks, I don't know why do they make it such a huge factor in the recruiting process. But I guess it's just like an indication that you work hard. I don't know, you know, but that's for the 70% upwards. It's for the big firms. And then, like, other firms, you can get away with 65 and upwards. And then there are firms that take 60 and upwards. So yeah, like, you know, like, it's a great impression to the director of the firm or to the firm. But, like, honestly, like, now that I'm in the profession, like, I'm sorry guys, but, like, go back to your degree doesn't mean anything. That's why, like, I always tell people that celebrate your degree, celebrate yourself being a law student right now, and just bask in it. Make sure that you are enjoy the moment, because once you're in the profession, it's all forgotten. The fact that you were a student is all forgotten. Sharp, you have gained some of the skills from when you were like a law student, but, like, once you get into the profession, like, it's all, you know, it's like, oh, I got distinctions. It's civil procedure. I actually got distinctions in civil procedure. And then they're like, oh, okay, like, they give you a file and they're like, run this matter. You don't even know the court rules. You don't even know court rules. You don't even know the instructions, and they change all the time. The court's instructions, I mean. So yeah, Max Mina, like, I really don't know, and I don't understand why they make it a factor. The only reasonable reason that they would do that, I think it just, like, it shows that, oh, you work hard. Yeah, but obviously, like, if you were just getting like 50s, then they'll be like, oh, lo na gahle. It's just an impression. It's okay when you always get away with the bare minimum, and that means that's what you'll do in the law firm. So that means that's your attitude or whatever. Or whatever. No, they just look at your academic record and they're like, okay, this person just gets away with the bare minimum, and we don't need someone like that. If you get into distinctions and you graduated cum laude, for example, then they'll be like, wow, okay, this person, you know, really takes pride in whatever that they're doing, and this is the person that we want. So personally, Mina, I don't really think marks matter. They matter to a certain extent. Like, I wouldn't take someone, but this is my personal opinion, I wouldn't really take someone, or a firm wouldn't really feel confident about taking someone that has like a 50% average, like a 51% average or something. Like, at least get 55, 58, at least 60 kahle. You know, like, it's so competitive out there. Everyone's looking for articles right now. Like, you need to get that average up. Okay, I'm not saying it matters, but apparently to law firms it matters. So just get your average up. Like, just work hard, get your average up, so that you don't really have much of a hassle. And also be involved in varsity, be involved in associations. Like, just do everything that you can to set yourself apart. right? Go volunteer, go do shadowing, go do all of these things. Like, embarrass yourself as much as you can. I don't mind embarrassing myself, honestly, but obviously, like, you don't want to embarrass yourself all the time, but I don't mind me being embarrassed. Like, I remember there was this one time, like, we were at, I'm not gonna say what association it was, but we were at an event, sort of like a career something of like this association, and I remember this advocate came, and this advocate owns a law firm. He's a director of a law firm. He owns his own law firm. He has his own candidate attorneys and whatnot. He came with this candidate attorney that day, and I remember I had my CVs printed out. I don't know if I've spoken about this before. I had my CVs printed out, and I remember after that event, as a student, I came to him and I was like, here's my CV. And he was like, I don't take hard copy. And he's like, just take my number. He was like, I don't take hard copy, just take my number. And yeah, but like, you really need to convince me I only hire brains. I don't know, why am I speaking about this, Conch? But yeah, I don't know why I just said that, but I think it's just something that you guys have to know. Like, and I think, please don't beg for a job. Now that we're on this like platform and we're speaking about this topic, please don't beg for a job. Like the scenario that I've just given you guys right now, don't beg for a job. I understand, guys, and it's hard out there, but like, please, like, don't beg for a job, because what's going to happen is that you're going to beg for a job and they're going to take you for the job, and then they're going to exploit you in the job. And because they'll be like, I'm sure this is what you wanted. Never say that. Never say anything. Never say anything. Right? When they say, what is your salary expectation? That's another question. Like, never say anything. Because anything should know 2,000, right? Of which, that's not okay. Okay? So, just like, range it. I'm sure you know a lot of law firms are offering 8K and upwards. Look at your situation. Look at how you're going to get there. If you don't have a car, look at how you're going to get to work every single day. Look at your situation before you even go to the interview. Before you even go to the interview, look at your situation. Look at the money that you're going to be spending on an average. If you are contributing at home, look at all of those things and be like, okay, as a basic, I can only, like, my salary expectation starts from 8,000 Rand to get pezuli. I cannot emphasize this enough. Don't get there and say, no, my yini. Also, zisola. Don't get there and say, no, my yini. I know my yini, boss, I am. Bro. Please don't say that. But you guys get what I'm saying. Like, it's 2000, right? Like, in this economy, you have to be very intentional about everything that you say and everything that you do. So that's why I'm saying that, like, it's very, very important that you have a look at that and you, like, before you even get to the interview. Another thing, guys, please prepare for your interviews. Don't just show up at the interview and you haven't even researched a thing about the firm and what it does. Because what's going to happen is that they're going to ask you at the end of the interview that, oh, do you have any questions? And then you don't have any questions. The only questions that you have, or the only question that you have, is, when do I start? So like please, like, just be, honestly, like, just be proactive. Like, before you even go to the interview, like, prepare for your interview. Have a look at the firm. If they have a website, have a look at the firm, what they do, and just, like, prepare. Even if it's not even like, ask questions. Ask questions. Like, you can even ask the director, oh, like, how was your first day as a candidate attorney? Like, how did you find your articles? Like, it doesn't have to be complex questions. Like, ask questions to show that you are showing interest. So that's why I'm saying that you need to prepare for your interviews. It's very, very important, and I cannot emphasize this enough. And I think that's all. But I think, like, just like my last comments, like, dress neatly. Like, relax, number one. Dress neatly. Like, like, nawe khiphe esinye isicathulo mfana abangasazi usikhiphe ngalelo langa, you know, just like go all out because it's your interview. And just show up. Like, you're not necessarily dressing up for them, but you're dressing up for yourself as well. I believe that if you look good, then you feel good. If you dress like an attorney, you feel like an attorney. I'm in a firm that doesn't really matter like what you wear as long as you're presentable, but I show up. One thing about me, I show up, bro. I show up like it's a fashion show. Like, hey, bro, like it's not okay, this is for Shini, but I show up like I'm going no my yin. I'm not that type of person who would say no my yin, because I feel like if I'm going no my yin, then I will feel like no my yin, and I don't like that. So if you dress good, you feel good. Yabo, never look like your problems. Never look like our siblings. Yabo, and there's some of the things. If you're gonna get there with the whole mentality of no, I'm going to wear a worn out tie and stuff like that so that they see that I'm poor and I give that impression that I'm poor and whatnot, like that's not really what they're looking for. They're not gonna hire you because you're disadvantaged. They're going to hire you because you can bring value to the firm and you can be an asset to the firm. Okay, so like I just wanted also to get that out of the way. Like, please don't think that you're just gonna get them and be like, yo, what's one like I understand, guys, we don't come from like the same backgrounds. Do you get what I'm saying? But like, I'm trying to say this as respectful as possible, but unfortunately that's not how it works, and that's not how you get hired. You don't just get hired because you're disadvantaged. You get hired and you get hired because you have potential. You have potential and you can bring something to the firm. That's what they're looking for at the end of the day. Even if you could come from a rich family and they wouldn't take you because you're not employable, you don't seem like you're employable, you don't seem like you're teachable, and you don't look like you're going to bring anything to the firm. You could be rich, come with your own car to an interview, all that type of stuff. Like, firms don't really care about that. They only care about you and what you're going to bring to the firm. That's it. So that's another thing that I wanted to get out of the way. Prepare, guys. Like I've said, prepare. This is your interview. This is your potential job. And it's very, very important that you take it seriously. So yeah, guys, like I think that's it from me. If you guys have any other questions when it comes to interviews, please let me know down in the comments. What else? On my CV templates, I don't have a template for a CV, guys. And I still have to look for. There are people that have been emailing me asking me to check their CVs. I'm gonna try and do that, but please take note that like I am not perfect, and I am not an expert when it comes to that. So I'm only going to like tell you, okay, like leave out this, put in this, leave out this, put in this, like make it shorter, do this, do that. I'll also suggest some apps where you can get templates from, like Canva. You can get some templates for a CV from Canva. It's either you find someone that's going to revamp your CV, or you can go on Canva and do it yourself. But yeah, I still have to answer those emails. But yeah, like I'm gonna get to them and I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see. But yeah, guys, like if you have any other questions, please let me know down in the comments so that you guys can help other people as well. Also, when you're preparing for your interview, make sure that you are preparing the most famous questions. About tell me about yourself. I've also posted some of the questions on my TikTok. So tell me about yourself. What are your weaknesses? What are your strengths? How do you deal with conflict? All of those famous questions. Go on Google. They're all over. Like go on Google, go on my TikTok account, and you will find some of those questions. Prepare those questions before you actually get to your interview, and I think they help quite a lot. So yeah, guys, like, this has been a long video, hey? But I hope you guys found it helpful. Let me know again down in the comments if you guys have any other questions, and I'll try and answer them to the best of my ability. And yeah, let's just assist those that are about to get into the recruitment world. And it's a tough one, I'm telling you guys right now. Like, it's tough. The rejections that you're going to get, like, be ready to apply to 100+ firms in a day. And once you start applying, you will remember, or you will realize, that there are so many firms in South Africa. There are so many firms in Gauteng alone. There's so many firms that you could go into. So just be ready to apply. Also, guys, it looks like the prosecutor program will be back this year. I saw their post today. So yeah, like, you know, if it doesn't work out with articles, look for other alternatives. Like, look into doing pupillage and being an advocate. Look into the prosecutor program. Look into, like, just going for another internship, like maybe at a bank, or like maybe in aviation or something like that, where they take law students. Any other company that takes law students as well, and try and grow in that field if it's a field that you're interested in. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I always enjoy making videos for you guys. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for borrowing me your time, or lending me your time. I don't know how to speak. Like, guys, it's been a long day. I'm 17, so mangikhuluma isinomi kanjani, please just like because it's been a long day. But yeah, like, I really enjoyed making this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be notified every time I post a video. But yeah, that's it from me today. Till my next video. I love you guys.